Blessed and praised, glorified, exalted, and extolled be the name of the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be He, for He is the first and He is the last, and there is no God besides Him. Strive up towards Him who guides the world through desolate places by His name, Yah, and exalt before His countenance. His name is exalted far beyond all blessings and praise. Blessed be the name of the Holy King of the universe, Yehovah Zebaoth. Hallelujah. Blessings and utterance of thanksgiving, henceforth and unto eternity. Blessed be you, Yehovah, God and King, great in hymns of praise, God of thanksgiving, Yehovah of wonders, who takes pleasure in hymns. Blessed and praised, glorified, exalted, and extolled be the name of the supreme King of
My troubles make me wanna just run away. The pressure is on, what shall I do? I feel like I have nobody, no one to lean on, so I choose you, Heavenly Father. But please don't make me cry. The morning shade is heavy on me, ripping my soul, tearing my soul alive. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like Lanu na Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Yes, I'm trapped like Jonah in the fish. I wish I never made that move that took me off to the evil ways that'll cut your days and kill your babes. How long will I be crucified? Oh, my can't take me alive. Chastise me, but keep me out of the hands of men who wanna see me burnt alive. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I will reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I will reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Get away from all my sins. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh. Get away from all the sins that I have, and the things that lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Forgive me, my Father. Say like my new Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. Get away from all the sins that I have.
Shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing?
Lead me astray. I know if I strive, I would reach my Lord. Say like my new Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, the Creator, the Maker of heaven and earth. My name is Yeshaya Israel of the tribe of Dan of the house of Israel. We hope, we pray that everybody is well. We hope and pray that everybody is well and will be better. I am using a different microphone, so I need you all who are able to hear and if you're in good spirits to let me know how the sound quality is. I hear it well on my end, but I want to be able to reach not just myself, but to the brothers and sisters and elders who care to sit there and participate in such a manner. All right, so we want to point out, brothers and sisters, first and foremost, giving honor to our Maker, the one who sees all and is not seen, the one who judges all and is not judged, is what we care to talk about in this particular case. We want to, brothers and sisters, get into the matter of the language, and that is a matter we want to speak on from Exodus chapter
10, verse 19. We want to go over the prefixes, the suffixes, the verbs, the nouns, masculine, feminine, also regarding the verbs, the conjugation of such, and things of that kind of nature. Screenshots of welcome in this kind of presentation. I do not profess to know everything, but we definitely, brothers and sisters, want to get this out to the people so we can be enlightened a little better regarding the language from the scriptures in this particular case. One of the oldest forms of Hebrew that we have, brothers and sisters, come from the scriptures itself, which some refer to as, quote, biblical Hebrew, which on this platform we do sit there and intend to teach in that particular case and so forth and so on. So, brothers and sisters, without any further ado, let us sit there and talk about what we're looking at on the screen here. This here is, brothers and sisters, the Hebrew alphabet. But the phonetics of what we're looking at, brothers and sisters, we want to point out is actually Aramaic. This became used in ancient Israel toward the time of the Maccabees, as far as writing is concerned. There is correctly, and I say this in no offense, no one set way to write Hebrew, as pointed out inside of the presentation in the book Hebrew is Easy, Volume 2. All right, where I go over the list of different aspects of how Hebrew transformed in writing style, phonetic style, not pronunciation or statements or words or meanings of such, but how the writing itself changed over the course of time. By the time we get to the later part, if we will, into the Maccabees, going into, for those who do know, into the matter of the people called the Hasmoneans who descended from the Maccabees, is when we'll see the Hebrew that we see here. Hebrew, we must remember, brothers and sisters, is read from right to left. From right to left. Brothers and sisters, if you check the description, you will begin to sit there and see that there is a video, Hebrew is Easy, Volume 6. Pardon me, not that. Hebrew is Easy, Volume 6 is part of the Hebrew books. But what I was talking about offhand was when you look in the description, you will begin to sit there and see, brothers and sisters, about a matter of Hebrew class number 6. And in that, I'll go over the verbs, the vowels, extensively. And going over that, I want to point out, once you understand the alphabet and the sound that the letters make, and then you understand the vowels and the sounds they make, you are already a reader. May not understand what one is reading, and because most of us are learning Hebrew over the age of 15, we already been speaking another language, in most cases on this platform, English. So we have to not learn how to speak first regarding the language as if it's our first language from being a baby, but rather learn how to read. And once you begin to know how to read, then your vocabulary will pick up. Once your vocabulary picks up, your conversation will pick up, and then you will learn the grammar at the same token. So these are things, brothers and sisters, we care to bring out for reference purposes. Shalom, my brother Adonia. Hopefully everybody is well and will be better. All right. So let's look if we see this. Remembering that Hebrew, brothers and sisters, is read from right to left. So you have already Aleph, Bet, Gamel, Dalet, Hey, Waw, Zion, Het, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samek, Ayin, Pei, Zade, Kuf, Re, Shin, Tau. Now, brothers and sisters, this is the alphabet that you would see in the scriptures in the Bible in Psalms 119. There are originally 22 Hebrew letters in, say, the Hebrew alphabet, whether it was older Hebrew or as Hebrew went along in time, as far as the writing form. Now, I say this in no disrespect. We cannot take the fact that we are learning Hebrew in many cases, already being grown, being over the age of 15 in certain cases if you're still a child under 20. But in ancient days, they didn't learn by the visual. They learned by hearing it, just as much as we learned English by what? Hearing it and then speaking it. All right? Now, Hebrew has no set matter of profanity. You understand? And on this platform, we do not sit there and encourage the uses of profanity in that particular case. All right? So we care to bring this out for reference purposes. To the family that is clicking like, it is definitely appreciated. We are on the platforms, Mora Yeshaya Torah lessons and Mora Yeshaya Hebrew lessons in the Facebook profile, Yeshaya Author Danites. All right. So I'm asking if I can be heard well and people in good spirits, please type in the number 4. Let me know. In that particular case, I'm actually using a different kind of mic. In that particular case and so forth. I have a new microphone that I got the other night, and so forth and so on. So it's I wouldn't say an experiment, but I do hear myself pretty well. Thank you for typing that in, my brother. And if again anybody has constructive criticism, I am willing to sit there and hear such. All right. Now, Hebrew, we must remember too, being read from right to left. We do not teach on this platform gematria, which is to say that if you have a Hebrew word, the numbers actually mean something mathematically. Because you can get the same word like Dawid, whether a yod is in it or not. Brothers and sisters, on this platform, we do not teach gematria. Let me give an example of what I'm talking about in this particular case. All right, showing this with as much real time as possible. All right. I want to sit there and point this out if we will. All right. Hopefully everybody is well. It will be better. Okay. So if we take this here, which I'm going to show inside the comments in a second, right? Thank you for that, my friend, typing that in. All right. About how the sound quality is not bad. If you go and see that in that particular case, looking at it at the bottom left-hand side, the Dalit, the Wow, the Yod, the Dalit. That spells Dawid, transliterated as David, right? And brothers and sisters, when we go back, if we will, right, and looking at it, say in that particular case, we have, looking at it, thank you for that, family, in that particular matter. And we want to show what we're talking about, right? Dawid, whether you have it, brothers and sisters, as this, looking at the bottom left-hand side, Dalit, Wow, Yod, Dalit, or Dalit, Wow, Dalit, is spelled Dawid nonetheless. So the absence, and you see both of those kind of spellings concerning David inside the scriptures. You understand? So these are things we care to point out, and this is why on this particular platform, Mora Yeshaya Torah lessons, Mora Yeshaya Hebrew lessons, we do not teach in Danite publications the matter of grammatria, all right, in that particular matter. So again, my numbers across the screen at 908-587-4841. If anybody has a question, please feel free to put it in the comments. You can text me, you can WhatsApp me in that particular case. Now, Aleph we see there makes no sound. Bet properly makes the B sound. Gamel the G sound. Dalit the D sound. Essentially, whatever the letter starts with is the sound that it makes. All right? So Bet will make the modern B sound. Gamel, the modern G sound. Dalit, the modern D sound. Hey, the modern H sound. What they say there as Vav is really wow with a W. So that makes the W sound. Zayin, brothers and sisters, makes the Z sound. Het makes the KH sound. Tet, you can guess, is the T sound. Yod, brothers and sisters, makes the Y sound. Kaf makes the K sound. Lamed makes the L sound. Mem makes the M sound. Noon makes the N sound. Samek makes the S sound. Ayin is said by many to be mute, and some say, on the other hand, that ayin is a guttural letter. So you have to sit there and say ayin in certain cases in that particular case. Now, for instance, and it's not to bring up something nasty or sad, when you read in the Bible about Sodom and Gomorrah, Gomorrah begins with the letter ayin. So it's not the mute letter aleph in that particular case. So it's a guttural kind of G sound, not equivalent to, brothers and sisters, the Gamel in that particular matter. So just want to point that out, if you will, for reference purposes. Then we have Pei making a P sound in ancient times, but P and F as time went on became interchangeable. Zadeh makes a TZ or a TS kind of sound. Kuf, as you will see there correctly, makes the Q sound. Not a strong K, brothers and sisters, but rather the Q sound itself. We have Resh making the R sound. seen, brothers and sisters, making a sh sound as in the word shalom. And then we have what is referred to by many as tau, should be in many cases thou. So what are we pointing out? The more the language goes in the past, that letter that you see at the end on the bottom left-hand side is thou, making a th sound. So now it would be therefore soda in certain cases as opposed to saying toda, because there was not two different t's as in tau and tet. There was not two different s's like seen and seen. You understand? And say when we go dealing with the Hebrew in the scriptures. So there's nothing wrong with speaking what some would call Old Hebrew, and it actually, brothers and sisters, lets us know that there's a good thing in that particular case. All right? Any questions or comments, please again, feel free to put it inside the chat. Thank you for that, family. We are again on the platforms, Mora Yeshaya, Torah Lessons, Mora Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons, and a Facebook profile, Yeshaya Author Danite. Thank you for that, family. We're going to play one more song, and then we're going to bring up the PowerPoint in the lesson. Thank you.
Gia, can you see the fire
Exclusive
in my
joint.
eyes? Can you feel it burning in
On that
my
Shema
soul?
Yisrael Volume
That
3.
we've been going through from the
Hear
time
you in the
in
head when
past
you
when
flavor,
we
y'all.
got
Worldwide.
things that make
Check
me
it
wanna
out.
cry. The things
Seven
that make me
seas,
wanna
seven
die.
lands.
Stretch my
Zakar
arms
and
out to
Sharia.
you. I pray to
Gia.
thee again most high. Israel, hear me. We all we have. Israel, hear me. We all we have. We all we have. We all we have. Yeah. Save my people, Israel. Please save our people, Israel. Most high, we need you so. We need you so. Ha'eliel. Havarak, Amin. Avi-Eli. Please save me. Please save me. Israel, hear me. We all we have. We all we have, yeah. Israel, hear me. We all we have. We all we have. Oh, save my people, Israel. Please save Israel. Almost I we need you so. We need you so. Ha'eliel. Avarak, Amin. Abi-Eli. Please save me. Please save me. Israel, save me. We all we have. We all we have. We all we have. Yeah. Israel, hear me. We all we have. We all we have. We need each other. Israel, need each other. We all we have. Israel, hear me. We all we have. We all we have. We all we have. Yeah. Israel, hear me. We all we have. I said we need each other. Israel, hear me. We all we have. Israel, hear me. We all we have. Israel, hear me. We all we have. Israel, hear me. We all we have.
Shalom, shalom. We're going to get started right now. Thank you, family.
Israel, hear me. We all we have. For life.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Giving honor and praise unto the Most High, Creator, the maker of heaven and earth. We hoping and we praying that everybody is well and will be better. Brothers and sisters, for those who do know, a young man, as some still refer to me as, have a new microphone, and in such, I appreciate my brother, my friend Adonia, who let me know that the sound quality is well. I hear it well on my end, but definitely am happy to sit there and hear that you all are hearing it well in that particular case. All right, so let's look at this, family, if we get into this for reference purposes. All right, what we care to point out is Hebrew edification and knowledge. Why? Because it doesn't make you more righteous, but it certainly does not add to any wickedness. Proverbs says, I, wisdom, deal with prudence and find out knowledge of devices. So the Apocrypha, brothers and sisters, teaches us, be ye ignorant of nothing. So now, if we know good and well that we are Hebrews, and as the brother's been presenting that Hebrew is easy, learn the words that you say all the time, and your vocabulary will increase. In the description of this video, there is a video from the platform Mori Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons, number 6. And in it, brothers and sisters, I go over the vowels extensively. So what we're going to do right now, brothers and sisters, is pull up the PowerPoint, if we will, all right? See if it be shown in that particular case. And let's do this in this particular manner. Thank you for that, family. All right? And it looks like it's able to be seen. Shalom. Giving honor to the Most High. Shalom. DayNightPublications.com. That is the website, brothers and sisters. For those who are interested, you can go and check it out in that particular case. DayNightPublications.com has the list of the books, a list of selected videos, history, and otherwise for those who are interested. All right? And let's get into this. This presentation is based on the Hebrew of Exodus chapter 10, verse 19. We hope and pray that everyone is well and will be better. We want you, brothers and sisters on the platform, bring forth what is understood and respected as positive energy. We don't want to bring negative energy. We don't want to sit there and just say things, and I say this in no offense, Ma Shalom Ka, which means how are you doing or what is your peace? Shalom Tov. Told I be showed. Thank you for asking. We're not doing that on this platform. We want to deal with call and response. Ma Shalom Ka, Ani Tov. Shalom Tov. Uma Shalom Mek, if you speak it to a female. Uma Shalom Ka, if you speak it to a male. All right? So we want to sit there and ask each other the same kind of questions, not just say, well, thank you for asking, and you don't sit there and ask back to find out the other person's peace and well-being. That's just tact in certain cases. All right, we can be reached at 908-587 for those, 908-587-4841. Let me say that, if we will, brothers and sisters in the language. 908 Tisha FS Shimona 587 Kamisha Shimona Shaba 4841 Arba Shimona Arba Echad. So 908-587-4841. You can reach me on text, you can reach me at WhatsApp, and you can reach me by regular call. Stay tuned in that we have more presentations to come regarding the language, history, and culture. Thank you for that. We ask you again to subscribe to the channel. Hebrew is read from right to left. So let's look at this, family, in this particular case, right? This is 3 lines. Vayaha folk, Yod-He Wah-He, Ruach Yam, Kazak Me'od, Vayisa, Et Ha'arbe, Vayit Kwa'ehu, Yama Suf, Lo Nish'ar Arbe Echad, Bakol Gibul Mizrahim. Brothers and sisters, looking at it in this particular case, we already know and understand that this is talking about the Most High removing the locusts that was a plague in Egypt, and they're not remaining one of them. But what we want to do, brothers and sisters, not taking away from the meaning of it in Torah, is while not to be funny, Torah is a Hebrew word. We want to get into the language in this particular case. A brother deliberately tries to sit there and go in Genesis and Exodus to regain and gain the matter of sorry about that, regarding the matter and gaining the understanding of the language. They say that the book of Genesis is like the easiest to read and understand, and Exodus gets into the history and then into the laws. So those are the basic reasons why one getting into the language matter wants to sit there and deal with it from that particular case and so forth and so on. All right. So again, if everybody is well in good spirits, please, we ask you to type in the number 4. We are going to get into this, if we will, for reference purposes. All righty. Thank you for that, family. Now, let's look at this, brothers and sisters. Remembering that Hebrew is read from right to left. So therefore, we will go, if we will, brothers and sisters, looking at it from up here, right? Sorry about that. I had to sit there and deal with a family thing real quick. Sorry about that. Looking at it right here, but Yaha folk Yode Wahe. Now, brothers and sisters, that wow we see there serves as a prefix in the beginning. And the Yod too serves as a prefix. The root of that word hafok, brothers and sisters, or Yahafok, the root of that, brothers and sisters, is the word hafak or hapak. And what that means, brothers and sisters, means to turn or to turn around. All right? Looking at it in that case, it also means, brothers and sisters, to overturn. You will see this used in the Bible in Hebrew in Genesis chapter 19, verse 25, regarding the situation of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right? Now let's stop right there. This wow, brothers and sisters, serving as a prefix. That yod serving as a prefix. The root is hafak. Now let's look at this, brothers and sisters, and show where, with the highlighter, if we will, this right here is the word shown in the yellow, hapak or hafak. All right? It also means to change, brothers and sisters. All right? So looking at it in that particular case. All right? So let's look. That while serving as a prefix means and. All right? In that particular matter, looking at it in that particular case, let me do it like this. Sorry. Stay in focus with that, if we will. All right? So we have that while serving as a prefix, then the yod serving as a prefix. Now, remember, family, looking at it from this particular case, the word hapak in this particular matter means to turn or to change. So now this yod, remembering that Hebrew is read from right to left, brothers and sisters, we want to color code it, if we will, in red, if we will, right? Showing that there, that means he, whatever that verb is. That yod signifies that. Now, when we color code these to sit there and get into the nitty gritty as much as possible regarding the word that we're talking about, this wow, right, means and. As pointed out in the last presentation, and is connected in language in Hebrew to the word itself. All right, it's not like and he, which is two different words in English. In Hebrew, the and is attached to the word. All right, so we want to point that out if we will. Okay, so let's look if we will. The next thing, right? Yod Hey Waw Hey. This is said, brothers and sisters, by many as the Tetragrammaton. Tetragrammaton simply means four letters. All right. Now, with that, you might get people saying the holy name as Yahweh, Yahu, Yahuwah, Yahuah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, and so forth. You might see it in that particular case. In the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, the Most High said that there will be a time in which he will let Israel know his holy name. So we need not sit there and debate about that until never ever debating such. But the Most High will let us know in his own time how his holy name is said and pronounced. So these are things we want to point out in part 2 for reference purposes. All right. Next we see here Ruach Yam. Now we want to pay close attention, if we will, to this letter here, right? In the blue there, that was circled. That is a ket that has, brothers and sisters, the ah sound under it. But when you read that, you say the ah sound first and then the letter, when the ket is the last letter. This is actually, we see the word ruach, which means spirit or wind. You find the same thing with mafteach, meaning key, like the key to a door. You find the same thing with tapuach, meaning apple, like the fruit that one eats. All right? So these are things, again, brothers and sisters, that we care to bring out for reference purposes. Ruach Yam. Brothers and sisters, that word Yam, in that case, identifies the word west. Because in Hebraic thought, brothers and sisters, the big Yam, which also means sea, like the C-S-E-A, like the ocean and water itself, which is the same word for ocean, by the way, is west of the land of Israel. So even though, brothers and sisters, looking at this in the book of Exodus, the word Yam, in this case, does mean west, as in a direction. Zaphon is the word for north. Quedma is the word for east. Ma'arab also is the word for west. And Negeb is the word for south. But now looking at it in this case here, the word Yam that you see there, brothers and sisters, we want to show that, if we will, with the highlighter, or the laser pointer, sorry. Yam means ocean or sea, or in a sense of direction, meaning west, W-E-S-T. All right? Well, Yahafok Yode Wahe, the Most High, he overturned, he turned Ruach Yam, a wind of the west. Ruach meaning food. Now, this word here, Kazakh, brothers and sisters, means strong or strength. Ruach Yam Kazakh Me'od, a very strong west wind. Now, how do we get that, brothers and sisters? Because remember, Kazakh is strong. Me'od means very. That's an adverb, brothers and sisters, looking at it in that particular case. All right? Ruach Yam Kazakh Me'od. In Hebrew, the adverb follows the adjective. In this case, the adjective here is the word Kazakh, which means strong. We in English say very strong. In Hebrew, it's said as Kazakh Me'od. So therefore, the adverb, as in the word very, said in Hebrew as the word Me'od, is followed by the adjective Kazakh, which means strong. And we know that an adverb, brothers and sisters, strengthens whatever adjective is. So Kazakh meaning strong, Me'od meaning very, is intensifying what it is in that particular case. In this case, the word strong. Now, in Hebrew, the adjective follows the noun. So now when we start talking about Ruach Yam, a wind that's of the west, that is part of the noun aspect, which is what? A person, place, or thing. So these are things we care to show in grammar regarding Hebrew. You have the noun, the adjective, and then the adverb. That's how that works. Now, in biblical Hebrew, you might sit there and see that going back here for those interested, you might sit there and see that you have, brothers and sisters, the verb preceding the noun. So in biblical Hebrew, the verb in many cases precedes the noun, and then you have the pronoun, in this case is the name of the creator. Going on, you have Ruach Yam, brothers and sisters, meaning a wind of the west. And then the description is the adjective which follows that noun thereof. Kazak meaning strong or strength. And then you have the adverb that we see here, brothers and sisters, old meaning very. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about regarding this? Let's continue. Vayisa et ha'arbe, vayit kwa'ehu yama suf. So, brothers and sisters, looking at it, if we will, in this particular case, right? It says here, Vayisa. Now, when you have a yod, which is prefixed, if you will, by a waw or any other thing that has a patak or a kwamat, which in this case is a patak, that makes the Y sound in Hebrew. That's how that works. All right? So now let's look. You have Vayisa. That waw, like the waw over here, which is underneath the blue matter there, right, serves as a prefix. So now if you were to drop that prefix, meaning and, because that's what wa means, right, you have Yisa. Yisa, brothers and sisters, comes from the Hebrew root word nasa, which means to lift or to carry. All right. So what we want to do in this kind of matter, brothers and sisters, is get into the much of the nitty gritty as possible in Hebrew. This Hebrew word Vayisa, if you drop off, I want to sit there and not do this in disrespect. You understand? If we were to, brothers and sisters, drop off the word Yisa, brothers and sisters, normally is a future tense. But because in biblical Hebrew you have what is referred to as the waw consecutive, the normal future tense word becomes past tense. And the past tense and its normalcy becomes a future tense. And that's how that works in that particular case. Vayisa et ha'arbe, the locust. Now, this word et, brothers and sisters, serves as a prefix, you might say, as a definite article, identifying it specifically, not just locust, but the locust. So when you are being specific about a particular thing in Hebraic matters, you have to use the word et. You see this a lot with the building of the tabernacle, the shovels, the candlestick, the curtains, the boards. You see the word et in there a lot because it's talking about the boards, the curtains, the whatever regarding the matter of the tabernacle building. So when you go in your own time and say in Exodus 39 and in Exodus 40, in the Hebrew, you see that word et used a lot because it's showing the definite article, a specific thing, not just a thing, where we want to point out, we have here ha'arbe. The word arbe, brothers and sisters, you might think is a verb in certain cases, and it does work as such, but in this case, it's serving as a noun, which means locust. All right, the kind of thing that flies around and so on. So let's look, if we will. Et ha'arbe, the locust. You don't see the word et in the translation, but when you understand, have a Hebrew mind, you know good and well that you're talking about a specific thing. All right? Et ha'arbe, the locust. All right? Are there any questions or comments? Please feel free to put it into the chat. Thank you for that, family. All right? Vayit kwa'ehu yamasuf. What are we looking at here, brothers and sisters? We want to show, if we will, with the laser pointer. Vayit kwa'ehu yamasuf. Brothers and sisters, like this one here with the waw and the yod, and over here in the very beginning on the top right side, the waw and the yod, this waw and the yod serves too as a prefix. Each of those letters, the waw and the yod, brothers and sisters, elders included, all right, both serve as a prefix, all right, looking at it in that particular case. Sorry about that. Got to charge the thing. All right. So now, let's look, brothers and sisters, in this. Wa'id kwa'ehu. So we already see that the wow and the yod, like over here, serves as a prefix, and over here serves as a prefix. So what we're left, perhaps, then is the tau, the kuf, and the ayin. The word taqwa, brothers and sisters, which means to strike, or which also means to thrust. All right, like you're striking someone out, say in baseball, using that as an example, or you're thrusting one out or something out in that particular case. All right, wa'id kwa'ehu. Now let's point this out, brothers and sisters. We want to show this, if we will. All right, with the highlighter. This serves as a matter of, it's the blue thing with the hay and the wow. All right, I want to show it on top of it as well for reference purposes. That who, brothers and sisters, serves, and we want to emphasize again, go in your own time, brothers and sisters, into the description, and you will begin to see Hebrew is, Hebrew class number 6, where I go over the matter of the vowels intensively. All right, so now let's look back at this, if we will. All right, wa'id kwa'ehu. So if you were to drop off, and we want to drop it off with a pen, thank you for the time, family. All right. If you drop off the yod and the waw there, you left there with tequa'ehu. Now let's expound upon this who thing, brothers and sisters, for reference purposes that you see there, serving as a matter of a suffix. It means in so many words it. Wa'id kwa'ehu yamasuf. And he thrust it, and he stroked it, or in other words, striking something. Yamasuf. Yama, we see here. The word yam, we see up here, the fourth letter on the top line, we're reading from right to left. Yama Suf, translated incorrectly as the Red Sea, but more so correctly as the Reed Sea, R-E-E-D. The word Suf means reed, R-E-E-D. All right? Yama Suf, the Reed Sea, which for some reason they mistranslated by saying the Red Sea. No, that's what it is with that. And he thrust it, in other words, it being the outer bear or the locust, Yama Suf, in the Reed Sea. And he thrust it to the Reed Sea. Lo nish'ar. Now this lo, brothers and sisters, it serves for no or not. In English, we would say there is none remaining. In Hebrew, the negative prefixed or is in front of, brothers and sisters, the verb or the noun. For instance, if somebody says, do you want this? Ha'imata rotse, do you want? Lo toda, no thanks. Lo tob, not good. Lo ra, not bad. But now when you're dealing with verbs, where in English it would say, there remaineth not one, there remaineth not so much as one, that word remain, brothers and sisters, is where we get the word here, nish'ar. It comes in part from the root word sha'ar, the sheen, the aleph, and the resh. The word sha'ar means remainder. It also identifies as the word she'erit, which means remnant. There's a congregation that I started at called Kol She'erit B'nai Yisrael, which in translation means all the remnant of the house of Israel. All right? So now when we see sha'ar, meaning remaining, left over, nish'ar, this noon, brothers and sisters, serves as a prefix, meaning nish'ar means to stay or to remain or to have essentially an account for. I'll explain that in another presentation why I say that. So now you have nish'ar, Arbe Echad. There remaineth lo, no one not, nish'ar. There was not left remaining. There was none remaining. There remained a locust, not one. To make it make sense in English. Again, are there any questions or comments? Please feel free to put, say, inside of the chat. Arbe, remember, means what? Locust. Echad means what? One. It's part of the number system. Echad, Shanayim, Shalosh. All right? So, we're going to go over the number things too as time goes on. But just want to point this out, getting into, if you will, into a biblical Hebrew class for discussion. Bakol, in all, with each. Gibul Mizrayim. Now, this Gamel, you might look at the dot inside of it. They say that that means that you're supposed to say the G sound stronger. Okay. Bakol, in all, in each. Gibul, which means the boundaries of, the perimeters of. Mizraim, which is generally translated as Egypt, which we already know Israel gave that particular people and land that name, but the literal meaning of Mizraim means double straits or double distress. And they being enslaved in there, it makes sense on why they would call the people in the land that particular name. All right? So these are things, brothers and sisters, caring, if we will, to point out for reference purposes. All right? Any questions? Please feel free to put it into the chat. Thank you. The books are available on Amazon. Hebrews Easy Volume 1. Once you get into that book, you will begin to understand the alphabet and the vowels. That is the main crux of how that book is in that particular case. The books you see advertised on the right-hand side are 3 books the brother wrote. From Everest, Alabama, which has Hebrew in it. Deuteronomy 28, History Untold to the Masses, which has Hebrew in it. So these are things, brothers and sisters, we care to bring out for reference purposes. Subscribe to the channel, go on Amazon, patronize if you will. Thank you. So now we've gone over the matter of the words already. Wayahafok, Ruach Yam, Kazak Me'od, Wayisa et Ha'arbe, Wayitkwa Ehu Yamasuf, Lo nish'ar arbe echad b'kol gebul Mizrayim. So what we want to do with the real time as much as possible, right? And hopefully everybody's enjoying themselves, is we want to type this in real time. All right? And he overturned. All right? Next we have Ru Ak Yam. Yam means in this manner west, because the word also means sea. All right? But the Western Sea is the border of the nation of Israel's land, as the book of Numbers chapter 34 tells us. All right? The word to means west. All right? Next we have here Wayisa et Ha'arbe. All right? Wayisa et Ha'arbe. All right? Yisa comes from, sorry about that, meaning to carry, lift, or marry. All right? Ha, this means the. So ha'ak will be the brother. Ha'akot will be the sister. It doesn't matter where ha meaning the whether it's a feminine word or a masculine word following it. All right, just want to point that out. This means the, arbe means locust. Are there any questions concerning this? Please let me know in the chat. Thank you. All right. We see here, brothers and sisters, advertised is the book. I meant to sit there and delete this part. Sorry, my family. All right. The book is available on Amazon. You can go and type in Hebrew is Easy Volume 1, and you will see this book. The Hebrew books that we're talking about, besides Hebrew is Easy Volume 6, which is dedicated in honor of my mother, the first 5 books, Hebrew is Easy Volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you can't get that online for those who are interested. All right. We accept donations at Cash App at $Moray23. Here to use Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. You can text or call me at 908-587-4841 for that information. Shalom. Definitely appreciate it. All right. Now, we've gone over all of this already, but just want to show it again, if we will, in real time. All right. Wayitqua, sorry. All right. And he thrust. All right. Cast out, if you will. And the root of that, brothers and sisters, we want to point out again, is the word, we want to sit there and show this enlarged, is the word taqwa. So we want to point out again and again that Hebrew is easy, is different, but it's not difficult. All right. And so now, if you were to just take that tau or thou, as we're going to be saying, and that kuf and that ayin, it will be essentially the word taqwa. And that means, as pointed out, to thrust or to cast out. All right. This who that we see at the end serves, brothers and sisters, looking at it like that. And we want to make that part enlarged. Now, what you're seeing there in the Hebrew, in the red, serving there, the word who, in that case, serves, brothers and sisters, as a suffix, meaning it. Wayit kwaehu, and he cast it out, and he thrust it out. Yama suf, the reed sea. The Hebrew word for reed, R-E-E-D, is the word suf. The word for reed, R-E-A-D, is the word quara. Okay? So let's continue in this particular case. All right? We have here Yama Suf, the Reed Sea, not translated accurately as Red Sea. All right? The Red Sea would be more so Yam Edom, because Edom means red. All right? So just looking at it like that. Now, Lo nish'ar arbe echad. Right? Lo means no or not. All right? Nish or means to have remaining All right. So let's look at this right here, if we will. Right. Bold that. Put that two in red, and we want to show it in the English writing here. What we're talking about, side by side, so to speak, at least in color code. Right. So let's look, if we will, family. Niche order to have remaining. Low, no, or not. Arbe, we've been pointing out right here, brothers and sisters, shown there in the green means locust. And Echad, we already know means one. All right? So if there's any questions or comments, please feel free to put it into the chat. Now let's look. When you're dealing with numbers in Hebrew, such as Echad, Shanaim, Shalosha, Arba'a, Kamisha, Shisha, Shemona, Tisha, Asara, the number follows in grammar the noun. We want to type that in. All right? The number, one, two, etc., follows the noun. The noun that we're talking about in this particular aspect, shown in the green, brothers and sisters, right, is the word arbe, which means what? Locust. So there remained not one locust. There was not remaining of the locust any one. All right, to make it make sense in English. So again, these are things we care to point out for reference purposes. If there are any questions or comments, please feel free. We ask you to put it into the chat. Again, we are on the platforms, Mora Yeshaya Torah Lessons, Mora Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons in the Facebook profile, Yeshaya Author Danites. I'm going to drop this real quick. All right. Okay, I don't see any more comments, so let's pull this back up and conclude. All right. Now, this right here, brothers and sisters, says, Bokol, sorry about that. Gibul, Mitzrayim. Now, again, there is no correct English spelling for a Hebrew word. All right, because just want to point that out. So if you were to say Ani for I, it could be A-N-I, A-N-E-E. Your notes, like Mordeh Mishael pointed out, may he rest in peace, is for you to study. So whatever English you hearing and you write down, those are your notes for you. Hebrew spelling, obviously, in the language does hold weight, just like if it was English letters for the English language, it will hold weight in that particular case. But if you're doing what we could call here as transliteration, there is no set spelling in English for a Hebrew word correctly. All right, so let's look. We have here color coding it, if we will, right? We want to bold that. And we want to sit there, brothers and sisters, and look in that case there. And we want to look, brothers and sisters, in this case here. This word whole in this particular case, brothers and sisters, mean each, all, or every. All right? But coal, and looking at this one here, we're going to put it in green, backdrop, if we will, or in green color. And we want to do the same thing here, brothers and sisters, in green color, to color code it so we can see which one is which. All right? What part are we translating and what are we meaning in such? And I see I'm going to have to do that part again because the Gamal is being stubborn in that particular case. So let me do it like this. All right. Thank you for the time, family. And we want to sit there and enlarge this. All right. We're going to make the lamed also as big. All right. Gibul, meaning habitation in certain cases, but more so boundaries or surroundings, if we will, right? The word Gibul means colony. Residence, if you will. And we know Mizraim is generally translated as Egypt, but the Israelites gave that place and the people that name, which in Hebrew thought means double distress. All right, so let's look at it from this particular case. All right, so let's us explain, looking at it in this manner. All right, thank you for that, family. So let's us explain, looking at it in this manner. All right, thank you for that, family. Now it says, brothers and sisters, right? Wayit kwa'ehu yamasuf. And I want to change that. And he thrust. So here, nish'ar, we want to emphasize that word so we can build your vocabulary, if we will. Any questions, let me know. Nish'ar, meaning to have remaining. All right? You see the word sha'ur, meaning spoilage. Sha'ur also is seen in the book of Deuteronomy 16 regarding Passover and the leavening matter, that which remaineth, because at that point, leaven and fermentation has started. So these are things we care to point out, if we will, for reference purposes. All right? Arbe, we've been pointing out, means locust. The number 1, 2, etc. follows the noun. So let's look. Echad is 1. Shanayim is 2. So we want to point out that in Hebrew, the number follows the noun. All right? Now let's look back over here, if we will, right? Family, in this particular case. Ruach Yam Kazak Me'od. The word Me'od means very. That's an adverb. It follows the adjective, in this case, the adjective being the word Kazak, meaning strong. The adjective follows the noun, in this case, Ruach Yam, meaning west wind or wind of the west. That is the noun. Kazak means strong. Me'od is the adverb. So what we want to do, brothers and sisters, and getting our grammar up in the language and using the scriptures in the Hebrew as a foundation purpose for such, right? We want to bold that, backdrop color that in yellow, put it, brothers and sisters, in that particular case, Ruach Yam. All right? Sorry about that. All right. Ruach Yam. West wind. That is the noun. Then we have Kazak, which is a popular name among some brothers. All right, meaning strong. This is the adjective. Then we have Me'od. Very. This is the adverb. All right. So let's look at this, if we will, family. We have the word here, Kazak. All right. Looking at it in this manner. Yellow there. And we want to put, let me sit there and do it that way, family. I want to color code it in real time so we can begin to see the expoundation, or if that's even a word, or the explanation, sorry, in that particular case. All right. And then we have Kazak here in the blue there and in the yellow there. So it's color coded. Then we have the word Me'od, which means very. All right. Bold that, if we will. Sorry about that, family. Right? And we have it bold here. And Me'od means very. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? Please let me know. Thank you for that, family. Now let's look at it this way, family, in this particular matter, right? We want to show what this here as we close out, right? Ruach Yam. Yam means in this manner, west. The word two means west. Let me say it as so. Two means sea, as stated, like the water. All right. So let's look. Ruach Yam, west wind. Kazak, strong. The adjective. Me'od. So what are we pointing out? In Hebrew, there's grammar. There are certain things that take precedence, and then there are certain words that take after effect. Very good in Hebrew is tob me'od. Tob is the adjective. Me'od, in this case, meaning very, being the adverb, follows the adjective. Ish tob me'od, a very good man. Isha toba me'od, a very good woman. Very in Hebrew as me'od doesn't have a masculine or feminine. It just is what it is in that case. We want to point that out. All right. But now if you were to say Ish tob, a good man, or if you were to sit there and say, brothers and sisters, Isha toba, a good woman, the adjective agrees with the noun, but the adverb does not in all cases. Are there any questions concerning what we're talking about? We want to get into this as much as possible. All right? So let's look, if we will, brothers and sisters, right, at the laser pointer. Right, Yisa et ha'arbe. Right, Yisa. Yisa comes from the root word nasa, which means to lift or to carry. Arbe, we pointed out, means locust. Ha, this means the. So let us show the in this before we close out. All right. Right here. That hey serves as the. Ha. In that case. Hopefully this was understood, enjoyed. My number is across the screen for those who are interested. You can give me a text or a call in that particular manner. We're going to close out. Brothers and sisters, and giving honor and praise unto our Maker, the creator of heaven and earth. All right? So it asked me, do I want to save the changes with the colors on it? No, I do not. In that particular case, we are going a little over an hour, but that was in part 2 due to the music. But brothers and sisters, this is the Hebrew that we want to teach on the platform. And I am open to constructive criticism. So, glory to the Most High. Check the description. You will begin to sit there and see that there is a class in it about Hebrew class number 6. And in it, the vowel matter is very much expounded upon. In the beginning of this Hebrew class, which is also on the same platform, Mora Yeshaya Hebrew Lessons, we went over the alphabet. So once you understand the alphabet, the sound that it makes, and once you understand the vowels and the sound they make, you already are a reader. And then you can build your vocabulary based, if you so desire, on the words you commonly use in English. Giving honor and praise unto Yah. Shalom. Thank you for the time.